doing out there today? This is your boy Roto Beast. I'm here with my boy Jeremy. We're here to present you our NBA morning shoot around for Friday, March 15th. If you're new to this channel, please make sure to click the subscribe button below. This week I'll watch all of our NBA, MLB, and NFL videos. If you haven't came and checked out our website here at dfscheatsheet.com, you're absolutely missing out. We have all the tools to help you compete with the pros day in and day out, including a complete optimizer, tons of content, daily Fanduel, and Draftkings cash lineups. Hey, we're truly a one-stop shop for all your DFS needs. So make sure to come check out the site here at dfscheatsheet.com. So, hey, what up, Jeremy? How you doing, bro?
Yo, what's up, man?
Hey, another day, had a really good night. FanDuel, DraftKings, and Yahoo hit GPP, all slates. Good night for the members as well. So, hey, can't complain about tonight for sure. Good night.
I can definitely complain about tonight just a little bit. I broke my own rule, bro. I broke my own rule and had limited exposure in the last game of the slate. The guys I had exposure to were Millsap and Kleber. But I was in first place for I was in first place in the $2 and the $3 GPPs until like 3 seconds left in the fourth quarter in the third quarter, and then I slid down to 8th and 10th and thousands of dollars right there.
Yeah, hey, it happens, bro. We've all been there for sure. So we got an 8-game slate. I'm pretty much ready to jump into it. Real quick, if you guys don't mind, before we jump into this, take a quick second, click that like button down below for me. Helps me out. Really, really appreciate that. Also, man, if you haven't went and took advantage of our MLB season-long pre-order special, get our MLB season package, $150. You get our optimizer, our cash lines, all of our content. It's an absolute steal, man. So go take advantage of it now. Use promo code MLB50 at checkout to get it for the discounted rate. Yeah, man, let's just jump into it. So the first game we're going to go with, it's going to be the Los Angeles Lakers going into Detroit to face the Pistons. We don't have an over-under yet, but we do have a Vegas line. Detroit is favored by 7.5 in this one. If Detroit's favored by 7.5, then I'm starting to think maybe LeBron's going to get arrested or something.
No, you got a playoff team who is the 6th seed in Detroit, and you got a team, the Lakers, that can't beat anybody. They can't beat anybody. So, man, yeah. I think it's a fair spread.
Real quick, though, like the thing about it is I've watched Detroit. And if you look at it, the last 3 games in a row, Detroit has just got absolutely destroyed. 3 games in a row getting blown out. Like, they're just playing bad right now. And that's why I feel like thought it would be a little bit closer spread than that.
Have you watched the Lakers?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I get you. Go ahead, bro. So get us started with the Lakers side of things.
So, hey, look, I think that you're right. I'm just giving you a hard time. I think that this is a wait and see on the Lakers because I have a feeling LeBron James is not going to play in this one. I just have a feeling he's going to get set out. They've already put the minutes limit on him, the 27 to 32. However, they have failed to stick to that a couple of times already. So we will see. He played 33 minutes tonight. He played 42 minutes against the Clippers. And so we'll see. We'll see if this. They shut him down. They don't shut him down, whatever. If he's shut down, there's obvious value. If he plays, then, look, at 10-7, you have to give consideration. The guy is playing extremely well right now, even on a minutes cap. I didn't mind him at 11-5 the other night, playing 27 to 32 minutes, and I'll say the same exact thing. The guy's averaged almost a triple-double since he's come back from his injury, and his price tag is 10-7, and it's a 9-game slate or 8-game slate, so he deserves consideration. Rajon Rondo, his price down $400 from tonight's slate. You have to like him as well, too. Perimeter players smash the Pistons. They just do. And, you look at Rondo, you look at Kuzma, a guy who can knock down threes. I like both those guys. So I think there's definitely Lakers in play here. Perimeter players. We've targeted those guys all year long against Detroit, and I continue to do so with the Lakers. If you want to play the revenge narrative, right, let's go with the revenge narrative. You could look at Reggie Bullock.
Yeah, man, on the Pistons side of things, I want to start off by saying I don't know what's going on with Blake Griffin right now. I don't know if he's tired, if he's injured, what's going on. The guy's just not playing well. 8,400. I mean, if there's going to be ever a bounce back spot to kind of really have a monster game, I think it's this game against the Lakers. So I think he is a GPP play. Andre Drummond, 10,000, very, very good play. I think you could use him in cash and GPP. I like Andre Drummond. He's by far my favorite play on the Pistons. Another guy that I'm really keeping an eye on is we got Reggie Jackson's a game time decision. If Reggie Jackson's out, you want to go with Ish Smith, 4,000. You just lock him in, move on if he's going to be in the starting role tomorrow for Reggie Jackson. So that's something to keep an eye on. As well as Bruce Brown is a game time decision. If Bruce Brown is ruled out, you can look at a guy like Langston Galloway, 3,500 bare minimum price. He's a guy that already gets minutes in the 20s, and if this guy Bruce Brown is out, then you can definitely even see Galloway maybe get a couple extra minutes. And like I said, at a bare minimum price tag, I think he has a little bit of upside right there. But that's really where I'm at with the Pistons.
Yeah, move on.
Next game we're going to go with, it's going to be the Charlotte Hornets going into Washington to face the Wizards. This game has a 232 over-under, and Washington is favored by 3 in this one.
I like Kemba Walker here, man. I really do. For some reason, Washington's not tanking, right? It's a team that's not tanking. They've got legit guys that they're going to keep around. They want to keep Trevor Ariza as a game time decision. They made a trade and got Bobby Portis, a good fit for that team. Jeff Green's still there. He's playing at a decent level. He's a decent value play every single night when he starts at 4.5. So, I think that these guys that this will be a really competitive basketball game. And if you think there's going to be points scored in it, you have to look at Kemba Walker, period. He's the main source of their offense. I do like Cody Zeller if he's going to play. And then, Jeremy Lamb and Frank Kaminsky obviously get consideration. But I'm going to throw your boy out there. I like Tony Parker in this one. If Tony Parker's going to play, the guy's getting – if you look at what he does when he plays and actually watch him play, he's still Tony Parker. It's just like it's not like a diminished version of him. It's a condensed version. The minutes just aren't starting minutes. They're bench minutes. And he still does Tony Parker stuff. He still hits the elbow jumper. He's still a really good passer. He still gets rebounds. So at 3.7, I think he's a really good drop spot GPP play who can put up 20 to 24 fantasy points tomorrow. So I will have exposure to Parker myself personally. And outside of that, I'm not really interested. Kemba Walker is the main target for me here.
Yeah, man, for sure. On the Wizards side of things, there's a couple guys you could look at. I'm going to start off by saying, yesterday we were talking about Portis, and you told me, hey, horrible matchup. He's going to do shitty. Hey, and that was a good call right there, bro. I got to give you that one right there. But I look at this right here, and I think this is a solid spot that Portis could definitely bounce back in, especially – yeah, for sure. I really like it. I like it even more if Zeller is out. Either way, I think it's a good spot for him. I like Portis. I think that's where I'm going to start with the Wizards. You can look at Tom Satoransky. The guy's playing high 30 minutes, 37, 38 minutes a game, 6,900. He's a guy that's showing us he pretty much has triple-double upside. He's filling up the stat sheet like that. So I like Satoransky. Jeff Green, 4,500. He continues to start, play the minutes. He does have some upside. Good GPP play. If Trevor Ariza, he's a game time decision. If he's ruled out, then I think I like Jeff Green even more because I think he'll get ton of run for sure. He's a guy that they just feel really comfortable with. So you got to kind of wait on that. Also, if Trevor Ariza is out, we got to kind of see who we think is going to start for him. I don't know if it's going to be Jabari Parker, but if Jabari Parker is a guy that starts for him 5,800, I think that Jabari Parker will be a premier play, even if he doesn't start and say, they throw a cheap guy like a Wesley Matthews or somebody like that in there. I definitely still think that Parker is in play, but if he gets to start because Trevor Ariza is out, then, man, he would be a really, really good play for sure. Bradley Beal, 10.8. The price tag, we keep saying the price tag is crazy high. We don't want to pay that for him. I'm not going to. That's just me personally. But the guy's paying it off time and again. Like, the guy's just balling. He's showing that he's good enough to really lead a team and carry a team. And that's really what Bill's doing. He's actually, raising his stock. He's going to end up getting paid for sure. But that's really where I'm at with the Washington Wizards.
Chasson Randle, bro, that's the guy to look at. Ariza played 22 minutes in this last game, and the guy who benefited from that was Chasson Randle. He came in off the bench. He's also a guy who's benefited in the past. And I know there's been a couple of times this year there's be some recency bias on him where he was in a really, really, really chalk spot and just dudded. But he's the guy, like the guy that they'll bring off the bench or they'll start if they need another wing player. My opinion.
Yeah, for sure. Have something. I gotta look into that tomorrow and kind of check that out a little bit more. But good call. Moving on, next game we're gonna go with is gonna be the Sacramento Kings going into Philadelphia to face the 76ers. This game has a 233 over. Has a 233 over under. And Philadelphia is favored by 9.5 in this one.
Look, there's 15 games left in the season. The Kings are 5 games out of the 8 seed. They're trying the Clippers. They just swung and threw haymakers all night long at Boston tonight and did it on national TV. So I love the Kings. You guys know that. I talk about them all the time. I think that this is a young team that's going to bring a lot of energy in this game tomorrow night. Ben Simmons, a game-time decision. We'll have to see what happens there. But Buddy Hield is playing out of his mind. Now, I understand that defensively with Jimmy Butler and Tobias Harris, those guys are really good defensive players. But having said that, Willie Cauley-Stein, Harrison Barnes, Bogdan Bogdanovic, and Bjelica, those 4 guys, you could throw Marvin Bagley in the mix. Those guys are the guys that Ben Simmons and Jimmy Butler, Tobias Harris is going to have to match up with. JJ Redick's going to probably defend Buddy Hield. I can't see them mismatching. Tonight what they did is they put Bogdanovic on the bench and started Bjelica so they can create a mismatch for Buddy Hield. I think they'll do the same exact thing tomorrow night. It's just my gut feeling. But this is going to be a competitive game. I think every one of their starters is safe. I'll even put Bagley in there. And if Bjelica is going to start again, he's also in play. No. These guys are all in play. This team is hungry. They're swinging it. They're throwing haymakers at teams. They're trying to get in the playoffs. They're 5 games out. There's 15 games left. They're very close to, they're like at a break-even point right now. They're either going to, lose a couple games coming up here and they're going to start shutting guys down, or they're going to make a solid push. I look for them to ball out tomorrow.
Yeah, 76er side of things, I mean, you can play all 5 of the starters. I think that they are all in play. Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons, he's a game-time decision expected to play. Jimmy Butler, due to their price tags, I think that they're a little bit more GPP plays, all 3 of them. Tobias Harris, JJ Redick, great plays, and I think that they're at a very good price range where you can use them as cash and GPP plays. Really like Tobias Harris at 6,900. I think that's a really, really good price for him. So all 5 of the starters are in play. If we think that this game is going to turn into a blowout, you can look at, a couple guys off the bench, like possibly, I don't know. I'm not really going to even start naming bench guys. I mean, it's obviously just somebody like McConnell, maybe Amir Johnson, Bolden, Boban, if it turns into a blowout. But, I mean, like you said, you think it's going to be a pretty close game, down to the stretch. So for me with the 76ers, it's just the starters. If I was going to say one would be kind of the odd man out, it probably would be Jimmy Butler just because of his price tag. But, yeah, that's really where it is for me with the 76ers are the starters. Tobias Harris, my favorite.
Cool.
Next game we're going with is going to be the Milwaukee Bucks going into Miami to face the Heat. This game has a 220 over-under. Milwaukee's favored by 4.5 in this one.
11-8 for Giannis. It's fair. It's a fair price. You look at Middleton, Bledsoe, and Brogdon, and Brook Lopez for that matter. All 4 of those guys, actually, in Mirotic, their prices have not moved like in the past week. They're all staying pretty steady at where they're at. I think Bledsoe was 68, went to 72. He's back to 7, so a couple $100 a movement. Brogdon's been 6,200, what seems like forever. But the thing is we talk about Miami, we talk about a logjam, right? You can look right back to the other side of the floor here at the Bucks, and they're starting to log jam up as well. Mirotic, Connaughton, Snell, these guys are playing 20 minutes a game. You take a look at the minutes of Bledsoe and Brogdon, they're down from the 30s to the mid-20s now. So, this is kind of a log jam of things that are going on. Ilasova's getting a little bit of run. The only guy that's really playing 30-plus minutes, crazy enough, is Brook Lopez and Giannis, right? So, this is kind of a easy, I wouldn't say it's an easy fade because Giannis, I think, is in play on any night in tournaments. But for me, this game's kind of this Milwaukee side is kind of a fade.
Yeah, man. And then, I mean, on the Heat side of things, I mean, you talked about it. It's a logjam. You got, Bam, Kelly Olynyk, sharing minutes with Whiteside and James Johnson. They kind of take each other off of the table. Dragic is back. They got a lot of bodies. I mean, we'll just keep it at that. I mean, the only guy that I think, Dion Waiters, 4,100. good price tag. The guy has upside. He was just this price tag last game against Detroit and got you 28 fantasy points. That's 6x. So yeah, no, I definitely no, I'm sorry, that's what 7x. Sorry. So I definitely think that Waiters is in play at this price tag of 4,100. And he's almost in that drop spot area, but I mean, outside of that, all these guys are really just sharing minutes. Possibly a Winslow or Richardson, those guys are getting pretty consistent minutes, but I'm not really too interested in Miami.
Move on.
Next game we're going with is going to be the Portland Trailblazers going into New Orleans with the Pelicans. This game has a 235 over under, and Portland is favored by 7.5 in this one.
I really want to be into this game, man. I really do. Like, I'm trying hard to get into this game, but I can't yet. Maybe I need to look at it a little bit further. I mean, I want to play Lillard. I want to play McCollum. McCollum's hot right now. The guy, I mean, he's really hot. And he says that he always has confidence. He's never scared to shoot the basketball. His price is $8,200 though, man. It's really difficult for me to get into that. I know he's had a couple of big games, but $8,200 for a guy who's so scoring dependent. If he gets cold, you're screwed. 22 or 25 fantasy points with that $8,200 price tag absolutely murders your lineup. So I'd like to get this. The guy that I'm probably the most interested in is Nurkic at 8.7. I think easy double-double here for him. But is he going to do – does he have the upside in this matchup? We know what Anthony Davis is going to bring to the table, which is 20 minutes and 3/4. So, can the game stay close enough, long enough? The one thing I'll say about the Pelicans is they have been competitive. They've kept these games very competitive with all the drama going on here. So I want to get into it. I'm just not into this game yet.
Yeah, I mean, for real, on the Pelican side of things, I mean, I'm honestly only looking at two guys. I'm looking at Julius Randle, Elfrid Payton. Those guys are pretty much the team right now. They're playing a ton of minutes. They're doing everything for the team. Anthony Davis, 7.8. I mean, you can make a case that he'll get you the 5X, and, you can look at that in cash games. But for me, I just don't see an upside in the price tag. And I'm really honestly going to stay away from Anthony Davis. I'm not really interested in the Pelicans outside of Randall and Payton. I think both of those guys are excellent plays. I do want to mention that. But, you can, if Anthony Davis is ruled out, then you could possibly look at a Okafor or a Diallo. But I see him. He's going to play. He's going to continue to play every game for 20 minutes. And, yeah, man, so, Okafor, Diallo, now they got Jason Smith a little bit in the mix. They just got too much going on for me on the Pelicans. It's just Randall, Payton. I'm moving on.
Yeah, moving on.
Next game we're going to go with is going to be the Phoenix Suns going into Houston to face the Rockets. This game has a 225 over under, and Houston's favored by 13 in this one.
I do have interest in this game. I think this game could be a little bit better than what it looks like. I know it's 13. Phoenix, look, they took Utah to the mat, and right before that, they beat Golden State, right? So this team's playing hard. They are playing hard. So I have some interest here. Devin Booker, 8.7. I would much rather, find a way to get $500 and pay for Booker at 8.7 than McCollum, who we just talked about, at 8.2. I like DeAndre Ayton. I think the young fella is very similar to Clint Capella, and I think that there's similar styles here, right? If you watch Phoenix play, they play a little bit they're like the mini-me version of Houston. They've got the high pick and roll going, with Ayton and Booker. Booker goes unconscious and dominates the ball, kind of like Harden does. Tyler Johnson, he's the regular point guard. So I like all these guys. I really do. I'm not going to go to the bench. I know Josh Jackson's price is going down to 4.4, but we've said this about Josh Jackson for the last 2 years. And this year, for a long stretch of time, the guy found a way to stay out of foul trouble. But lately, he's been in a lot of foul trouble, getting 4 fouls early in, early in third quarter, getting his 4th foul and then sitting for a while. So his price has dropped because his minutes have dropped, and his minutes have dropped because he's had a problem with foul trouble. The guy who's benefited from that is Bridges. There's just not enough upside for me to want to play Bridges. I'm fine if you want to take a dart with him. I can't call him a drop spot play at 4.4. But I like Booker. I like Ayton. I like Oubre. Oubre's price has come back down to earth. And I like Tyler Johnson.
Yeah, man. It's easy on the Rockets side of things for me. I like all the starters outside of PJ Tucker. I just don't play PJ Tucker. You know what I mean? It is what it is, bro. I just can't play PJ Tucker, bro. But,
last night I told you that you were like the definition of recency bias because somebody burned you, and that's like if that's the picture of it, it's PJ Tucker.
Yeah, but I haven't played him in forever though. Like,
I know, but that's because last year we used to grind it out and be like, no, PJ
yeah.
Tucker.
But yeah, no. So I like Capella, Chris Paul, Gordon's a very good price. His price is staying there, and he's playing the minutes. James Harden. I like all four of those starters. I like Kenneth Faried. Simple. Let's move on.
PJ Tucker's gonna go out for like 44 fantasy points tomorrow.
Hey, it is what it is, bro. I missed out. You feel me? Next game we're going with, it's going to be the New York Knicks going into San Antonio to face the Spurs. This game has a 216.5 over under. San Antonio is favored by 13 in this one.
I'm not gonna tell you to play Knicks tomorrow, man. There's been times where I've said like load up the Knicks. Their prices have been well. The only guy that I could consider playing here is Dennis Smith Jr. San Antonio is not good against point guards. If he's gonna play 28 minutes and he's gonna start, that all is gonna be there at 5.5. I could definitely get behind that. His price has been up as much as 7,500. So I can get behind that. I can get behind Trier. I can get behind Moutier. They're all secondary value plays who are going to play 25 minutes. And their price is right. So that's about it there. If you want to take a tournament shot with DeAndre Jordan, be my guest, but his minutes are his minutes are nuts. So for me, it's those three guys.
Yeah, man. On the Spurs side of things, there's a couple guys you can look at. You start with the obvious, LaMarcus Aldridge and DeMar DeRozan. Both of them are in play. That's really where you start. Based on the price tags, I think they're both a little bit more GPP, especially DeRozan at that price tag is GPP. I think you could possibly consider LaMarcus Aldridge in cash games. It's all about if this game is really going to stay close. Potel, he's a guy, he's been Poto, however you say, he's a guy that's been he's continuing to get the start. All right. You need 25 for value. He's getting you right around 20 fantasy points a night. The guy just really doesn't have that much upside, in my opinion. Derek White's playing well, priced up though. The only other guys off the bench, Rudy Gay's a game time decision. You could possibly look at a couple guys, drop spot wise. Bellinelli, Bertans, or Mills. Those three, I think you can. They're all 3,800 or less. You can look at as drop spot little GPP plays. But yeah, that's really it for the Spurs, man.
Pirtle.
Like
it's like turtle with a P, bro. That's it.
But there's not even a R in there.
I'm not that. That's not my last name. I'm not the guy who told everybody on TV how to pronounce it, but that's what he wants to be called. Is Pirtle.
I got you. Hey, final game of the night. It's going to be the Chicago Bulls going into Los Angeles to face the Clippers. This game has a 228.5 over under. And the Clippers are favored by 8.5 in this one.
I can't tell you how disappointed I am that I have to do the Bulls. I just the other night when you had the Bulls and you're like, Art. No, I'm not even going to say it. When for Archdiakono. So I wish it was you saying Archdiakono for the next 2 minutes.
I'm glad.
Hey, man, I think there's a lot of guys in play in this game. And
this is a fun game for sure.
I think so, too. Otto Porter's played really well since going to Chicago. He just has. It maybe sparked him a little bit. But you look at Markkanen, whose price is down on FanDuel all the way to 7.8 now. And I think that's he's got a really good matchup. You could look at Robin Lopez. The price is just up there. But, Archdiakono, if that guy's going to keep starting, this guy's a really good basketball player, man. He's a really good basketball player. He does all the dirty things. He's a good passer. He can knock down the three. At 3.9, if he's starting tomorrow, just lock Archdiakono in and move on. My opinion, you could lock him in cash games. He's safe in everything if he's going to start. Outside of that, I think all their starters are in play. It's just a matter of which format you're talking about. The only other guy that I think I would give cash game consideration to at this point is Markkanen. If some other news broke, you could possibly consider Otto Porter in your cash games as well. He's just playing. He's playing really well in Chicago. It's a good fit for him. So, but as of right now, cash game considerations, Archdiakono, if he's going to start tomorrow, absolutely lock the guy in. You could consider Markkanen at 7.8. It's a buy low opportunity. His price was inflated. It's come back down below 8,000 on FanDuel. He's still 8,000 on DK. A little bit of a different story over there. But that's really where I'm at with them.
Yeah, so check this out. So you're absolutely right, bro. If Archie D Nakano, however you say it. Hey, if he's gonna start tomorrow,
Hey, you just did that for me. I know you did.
Hey, if he's gonna start for Levine 3,900, you lock him in, right? On the other side of things, Gallinari is downgraded to doubtful. If he's ruled out, I mean, you can look. You lock in JaMychal Green 3,800. I mean, I think those are two premier punt plays. The guy started last game. He got 32 minutes. He was 1 point away from a double-double. It was nothing special, 23 fantasy points, but we definitely take down 3,800. So if he's going to get a start tomorrow, and Ryan whatever is going to get a start tomorrow, then I think that you can lock both of those guys in your cash games. What do you think about that?
I'm behind you with Arcidiacono, man. The guy, he's a baller.
What about Green though? If he's going to get the start, 3,800.
What about who?
Green, JaMychal Green.
If JaMychal Green is going to start tomorrow, man,
3,800. You lock him
in. Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. That's what I'm saying. We got two premier values in this game alone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, anyways, yeah.
JaMychal Green was a starter at Memphis at one point in time. The guy's a baller.
All right. So you guys are hearing it from us. If he's gonna start for Gallinari and Ryan starts, you lock both of them in. You move on. Those are your two late game guys. They're probably gonna be crazy chalk.
Ryan, who the fuck's Ryan? Seacrest?
Nope. Arcidiacono. All right. So let me just finish off the Clippers real quick. You can look at Zubac. He's playing very well. He's getting some consistent minutes. I like him at a 50,500 price tag. We've been taking centers all year against the Bulls. So he is in play. Shamet, 4,400, continues to get run. I like Patrick Beverly, 6,000, nitty-gritty guy. He fills up the stat sheet, does a little bit of everything. But at his price tag, is strictly GPP. Gallinari, I hate you, bro. I was doing so well the other night. You decided to take a rest night on me when you were my final kicker of the night. I hate you. Hopefully he's going to be out. We go with JaMychal Green, 3,800. Outside of that, you look at their main two guys, pretty much their best two players on the team that both come off the bench in Harrell and Lou Williams. Both of those guys are definitely in play. Up-tempo game fits both of them well against the Bulls. That's really where I'm at with the Clippers.
Yeah, so, hey, look, I had our developers extend the promo code this afternoon for NBA Live, and I totally forgot about it. So there's 24 minutes until midnight. MLB 100, you get the MLB luxury box package, and we're throwing in NBA. What that means is you get full access to the site, the optimizer you're looking at right now on our screen, all the tools within that, all the content we're producing every single day. MLB 100. I'll drop it in the little chat box on here below so you have it, but you got now 23 minutes to take advantage of it, and then that's going to be probably the last time that we roll out this huge discount.
For sure. So, hey, man, that's what we got for you guys. 8 games wrapped up. Thank you very much for stopping by and just kind of hanging out and talk some DFS with us. Very, very much appreciated. If you haven't checked out the site, man, you're missing out. Stop missing out. Check it out, dfscheatsheet.com. Hey, man, if we don't talk to you guys before then, good luck on your guys' contest tomorrow, and peace out.